Good morning, mat passers. Welcome to Morning Flow Yoga. Today we're going to need a strap definitely, and that can be a tie, belt, or an actual yoga strap if you have it. And possibly a block. You may need the block, and you can use a hardback thick book if you don't have a block. So get those things and then restart the recording. Today we're going to start down on the mat, and this can be either lying down or it can be seated. Comfortably seated. If you choose to be seated, let's get our spines nice and straight. And if you're lying down, lift up and tuck your shoulder blades, and then let your spine melt back into the mat. And if you notice, I don't know if you can hear that I have music playing in the background. So there is a site called Epidemic Music, and they have soundtracks that are legal for us to have when we're making these recordings. So I'm trying it out. I may have to, like, in the middle of the practice, hit another button because I have no idea what the music's going to be like. So far so good. All right, now that we're all comfortable and squared away, let's just start by some big inhales through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Happy Thursday morning. It's a beautiful day here. The sun is shining. Let's just be one with our breath. Moving all the chaos out of our mind. Just giving this time to you. Now, in our next breath, we're going to inhale through the nose to a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. And then exhale through the nostrils to a count of 4. And if counting is difficult, sometimes when you're holding your hands in Chin Mudra, you can tap the first finger, peace, middle finger, begins, ring finger, with, pinky finger, me. And that's 4. So inhale, peace begins with me. Retain, peace begins with me. And exhale, peace begins with me. Just breathing in and out. And next, we may want to make an audible exhale by catching in the back of our throat, making our Darth Vader breath, or ocean breath. This is Ujjayi breath. And Ujjayi breath is a calming breath, a centering breath, and also a warming breath. And we'll be using this throughout our practice. So continue to allow your body to relax as you breathe Ujjayi breath. At this time, you can keep your hands right where they are or bring them to heart center. And let's set our intention for this class and for our day ahead. An intention is a word, prayer, mantra, scripture, something you're bringing into your life, or something you're sending out. So at this time, we'll set our intention. After you've set your intention, let's do an audible exhale through the mouth. Feel that intention. Send it out into the universe, making it happen. If you're lying down, let's come up to a comfortable seat, slowly, opening your eyes and dropping your hands down. We'll just keep trying some of these music segments here, see how they work. All right, let's just start with a nice gentle warm-up, head to toe. So we're going to inhale our right hand up, placing it on top of our head, and we're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder, making sure both sits bones stay ground down to the mat. Feeling that stretch down the left, placing the left hand on the mat if you can. If it's too much, you can place it up on the left knee. And let's gently come up, releasing that right hand down, bringing the left up, placing it on your head, bringing that left ear gently to the left shoulder. When we're in this stretch, even if it's just a simple beginning stretch, let's try to keep our chest open and looking up. Try not to round our spine. And come back up, inhaling that hand back down. Now let's do one more head exercise. We're just going to simply inhale, lift that chin up into the heavens. And on the exhale, bring that chin down to your chest. Again, inhale up. And exhale down. One more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Fantastic. Now let's inhale that right arm up parallel to our ear, extending that hand up to the heavens. And we're going to walk our left fingers out to the side. And let's bend into that left elbow, coming over, keeping both sits bones ground, opening that chest, and looking up into the heavens. As you remember your breath and remember your intention. Feeling that stretch. You may feel it along the right side, and you also may feel where the left side is contracting. And let's come back up, bringing the left hand up, dropping the right down, and walking those fingers out, bending into that right elbow. Again, remember to have both sits bones ground, chest open as you look up. Feel the stretch. And come back up, bringing both hands down. And let's shake out our shoulders. Bring our hands out in front, tucking those thumbs, making fists, bringing our fingers around. Just do some nice circles at your own pace. Just make sure you do both directions. Gently waking up those wrists, squeezing those fingers maybe, helping them come to life. They've got some work ahead of them. Okay, now let's open our palms, bringing those fingertips back to your shoulders. We're going to do a little flow here, kind of like a seated cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're going to bring those elbows in to meet, and rounding the spine, tucking the chin, and then we're making a circle, and on the exhale, we'll open our chest and look up into the sky. Inhaling and exhaling, just flowing at your own pace, gently waking up your shoulders, waking up your traps, just the entire upper back. Stretching out those arms, those elbows. And next, let's come back to neutral. And now we're going to try the opposite direction. So on the inhale, we'll bring it up and look up, opening that chest. And then on the exhale, we're gonna round down, curving and tucking the chin. So just flow at your own pace. I would like to add to some people it's difficult to sit in this easy pose. So you're welcome to sit in Uttanasana, which is hips on heels. And you're welcome to sit like that. Just whatever is comfortable. It's your body, your practice. So wherever you are, let's come back to neutral and we'll shake out those arms. All right. Now let's move to butterfly, if you can. Bringing both soles of the feet together and try to grab the toes if you can reach. If not, grab your ankles. Your version. The point is to keep our spine straight, our chest open, and our chin up. This entire practice, we're going to keep our chest open and our chin up as much as possible. So many of us have desk jobs, or even if we're not working, we're around a computer, and that lengthens the back muscles, which sometimes can even lead to a little knot on the back of the upper back. So we're going to try to counteract that with this practice. So let's just flap our butterfly. And now let's stop flapping and take our thumbs, place them on the meaty part below our toe of our foot. And let's open our feet, keeping the outer pinky side of the foot sealed together all the way down to the heel, and try to open it as much as you can. After you've gotten it open, let's look up with that chest out and notice the difference you'll feel on the inner thighs as we do this stretch. Awesome. Okay, let's release it down, shake it out, bring our legs out in front, shake them out. All right, on this next inhale, let's bring those arms up parallel to our ears, keeping our spines nice and straight. We're grounding down. Our sits bones are really even into the ground, and we're going to hinge forward with our chest open again and chin up. Keeping it open and up and going as far as you can go. And when you've reached your edge, then you can drop your hands, tuck your chin, and round the spine. Maybe with each breath, you can go a little deeper towards your knees. And on the next inhale, let's just lift our chin and chest, looking up. And now let's lift our arms back up and bring them down to the side. Shake it out. Okay, let's grab our strap. We're going to work on a little bit of mobility and flexibility. And I'm going to turn facing you, maybe you can see me better. So let's bring this strap to the ball of our right foot. And then bring that foot up into the knee, into the chest, just like so. We're going to avoid leaning back. Stay up with those sits bones grounded to the mat. Nice posture, the left leg's nice and straight. And we have this will be our inhale. And then we'll exhale, bring it out. And try not to lean back too much. A little bit's fine to keep your balance, but inhale and exhale. Inhale, bringing those elbows into the body, and exhale 3. Inhale and exhale 4. One more, inhale and exhale 5. Let's hold out here. And with each breath, try to pull that leg a little higher, touching those toes to your nose. Breathing into it, using that strap. Again, keeping that chest open and the chin up. 2 more breaths here. And let's gently release it down. And now we're going to bring the strap, both straps into your right hand, and bring this left hand down for support on your side beside your left hip. So now we're going to lift that leg up, just like we did. And then once you've gotten it as high as you can go, we're going to open it out to the side. We're going to hold here, and if you need both hands for support at this point, by all means do it. So, your body, your practice. Let's just hold here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bringing it back in, releasing it down, and shake it out. Okay, let's start with our left one here. Bringing it up into the body just as we did before. Letting that right leg fall out long. And this will be our inhale. And exhale out. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale 3. Inhale. And exhale 4. Inhale. And exhale 5. Let's hold here. Maybe with each breath, bringing that leg a little higher, touching those toes to your nose, flexing those toes, feeling that on your hamstrings, the back of your leg. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's lower it down, bringing that strap both in the left hand. Maybe using your right hand for support, or you may need both on the strap. So whenever you're ready, we're going to lift that left foot up as high as comfortable for you without altering your posture. And then we're going to open it out gently. And we're going to hold here. Nice and straight, open chest. Opening those hips. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's bring it back, down, remove the strap, shake those legs. Awesome. All right, now let's come down to our spines. And you can place your hands beside your hips, or if you need the added support, just slide them under your hips. And just let's start by bringing our knees into our chest and taking a breath here. And now we're going to extend our legs up with flexed feet in 90 degrees legs. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Our spines are on the mat. And we're engaging our abs. Maybe just point and flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale and exhale. Now let's just hold here and flex. And lower our feet, maybe just 10%. Keeping those abs engaged. And remember, if you need the support, just slide those hands under your hips. This is your body. Honor it. Now let's move down to 50%. Breathing into it, remembering your intention, engaging those abs. You've got this. And let's come down, just hovering over the mat, keeping those toes flexed. Keeping that back sealed down to the mat, engaging your abs. You've got this. 3 more breaths. And you can drop them down, bringing the knees back in to your chest, hugging your knees. Let's just roll around. Whatever feels good for your sacrum, your lower back. Side to side. And maybe we'll rock up and down, a couple rocks, and then we're going to make our way into tabletop or neutral. When you're in tabletop, we want a 90-degree angle from our hip, knee to our ankle. And we want our wrist, elbow, and shoulder all in alignment. Our feet are hips distance apart. When you get here, look through. If you can see your toes, just move them out a bit. And get those fingers spread wide so that you can engage them up like spider legs so that we don't have the brunt of the weight on our wrists. Now that we've got our proper alignment in our neutral, we're going to start with some cat-cows. So on the inhale, we're going to drop our spine, our belly, arching our spine, lifting our tailbone, lifting our chin, coming into cow. And on the exhale, let's round that spine, dropping the chin, dropping the tailbone, coming into cat. And now let's just flow at your own pace into your versions of cat-cow. It may be stationary just like this, or you may want to incorporate some movement. You may like to come forward and back. You may like circles. Gently waking up your spine, your entire body. And wherever you are, we'll make our way back to our neutral. And now we're going to incorporate tiger. So on the tiger, we're going to start with our right knee, and we're going to inhale, bringing that knee to our nose. And then we're going to exhale as if we're going to kick the back of our head with our toes. So let's start again. Inhale right, and kick back to tiger. And inhale the right, and kick back to tiger. That's 3. Inhale right, and kick back 4. Inhale and exhale 5. Let's hold here. Hold, hold, hold. Fantastic. And drop it down, shake it out. Okay, now let's try the same thing on the left. So inhaling our left knee to nose. And exhale back to tiger. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale 3, and exhale. Inhale 4, engaging those fingers, and exhale. And inhale 5, and exhale. Let's hold here, engaging those fingers so we don't place too much weight on our wrists. Breathing into it. And release it down, shake it out. Fantastic. So now we're going to do spinal balance. And spinal balance is a very beneficial posture, especially if you are suffering from scoliosis. This is a great posture for straightening, aligning. If you have discs out of place, just so many back issues. This is just a full back health asana. So we're going to just start from neutral. And we're going to start by inhaling that right arm parallel to our ear with our fingers facing forward. And then let's just kick that left leg back with the toe on the mat. And then this may be your spinal balance, but we want to work to lifting that leg up. Engaging those fingers on the left hand. Imagining that someone is pulling on that right middle finger and that left middle toe in opposite directions. Straightening out your spine. Making all the 3 muscles that surround the spine nice and strong and healthy. And release it down, shake it out. Okay, now let's try spinal balance on the left. So on the inhale, we're going to lift that left arm up, parallel to our ear, engaging those fingers on the right hand. Let's kick that left foot back, and then gently lift up off of the mat, engaging the glutes, the abs, and letting that spine stretch. Breathing into it. And release it down, shake it out. Let's bring our knees wide on the mat, touching our toes together, and come back into child's pose. Stretching those arms out if it's in your practice, stretching those shoulders. If this is too hard for your shoulders, just bring your hands into prayer behind the head. Or you can totally not engage them at all, bring the hands down by the feet. Breathing into it. Also in child's pose, if your head does not reach the mat, you have a block, so you can place the block. Or if your hips don't reach the heels, you can place a block. So many options. Your body, your practice. Okay, now we're going to come up. Checking the music here. We're going to come back up to our neutral. And just take a breath here, and then we're going to tuck our toes and lift our hips high into the air, coming into our first down dog of the day. We're trying to push our heels towards the mat, and if your heels don't reach, no problem. Just let's alternate lifting heels and toes, just going down as far as you can. Walking your dog, getting those ears parallel to your arms, bringing your forehead towards the mat, and your gaze is towards your feet or your knees. Just walking your dog. Now on our next inhale, let's lift that right leg just with squared hips, not really high, keeping those fingers engaged on our hands. And just lift that heel on the left foot up and down. And inhale up and exhale down. One more. Inhale up and exhale down. And now we'll drop that right leg down, walking the dog. Doing whatever your body needs to regain your strength. We're going to try that on our left. So on our next inhale, we'll lift that left foot, just with squared hips. And then the right heel will start coming up off the ground. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's do one more. Inhale up and exhale down. And we'll bring that left foot back down and walk our dog again. You're doing fantastic staying in your down dog. Okay. Now on our next inhale, let's just come up with both heels up and come forward into your version of plank. Your plank may look like this, and your plank may have both knees on the mat. Either is fantastic. We do not want to injure our spine. And if your strength is not built up in the upper body, place the knees down. This is still full plank. So we're just going to flow from your version of plank and then back up into our down dog. And then lift those heels, coming into plank. And up to down dog. Inhale to plank. And exhale to down dog. Inhale to plank. And drop both knees. If your knees aren't dropped, now we're going to lift the right knee, keeping that the toe can be tucked. And we are gently going to just roll our feet over to the left, bringing that right arm up into the sky. And coming into a version of assisted side plank. Reaching that hand up as if your fingertips are going to touch with the hand of an angel. Keeping that chest open, looking up. Breathing. If you get too hot doing the Ujjayi breath, just inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, and it's cooling. Now let's slowly bring that hand back, dropping both knees back to the mat, tucking the toes, and we're going to lift the left knee now. And then we'll slowly just roll over to the right, picking that left arm up and coming up, lifting that hand into the heavens, opening that chest, looking up to your hand. And breathing here, coming back to your breath, back to your intention. I don't know your story, but today's a day for healing. And bring it back down, coming back into your plank, and then back to your down dog. And let's drop the knees, touch the toes, and come back to your child's pose. At any time in the practice that you need to come to child's pose, please do so. Get a drink if you need it. Okay, let's come back up to our neutral. Tucking those toes and coming back up into our down dog. Now let's inhale our right leg up and then just bring that foot one step in front of the left foot. Now inhale that left leg up and bring it 1 foot's length in front of the right. Let's slowly walk like this until our hands meet up with our feet. Or maybe I should say our feet meet up with our hands. And when we get there, let's keep a micro bend in the knee, grab opposite elbows, and just hang in ragdoll. Now let's release our elbows, letting our arms hang, keeping that micro bend, and 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's roll our spines up. Shoulders back, bringing the palms forward, coming into standing mountain. Coming back to your breath, coming back to your intention. Now we're going to move into a warrior series. And we will do warrior 1, 2, and 3. So we'll want a block handy, maybe up towards the front of your mat. And we're simply going to start, I'm going to turn this way, but you'll be at the front of your mat, by inhaling our arms out to the side and touching our palms at the top, looking up at our thumbs, taking a nice breath, and according to your practice, you may want to put a little arch in your upper spine. But standing right up here is just fine too. If you did the arch, let's come back up and do a reverse swan dive, bringing those arms out to the side, coming into your version of forward fold. Your forward fold may have your hands on the mat. You may have your knees bent deep. You may have your palms on the back of your shins. Your version of forward fold. Let's just breathe here. Now, wherever you placed your hands, let's slide them to the front of our shins and let's come up into Ardha or half lift. With our gaze looking down our nose at the top of our mat and our scapula, our shoulder blades squeezing together. With each breath, maybe those shoulder blades squeeze a little closer. Opening that chest. Beautiful. Now let's release back down to forward fold, placing those hands on the mat. And our next step on our inhale is to bring this right foot up and inhale it back to a 90-degree angle. Once you get your grounding and your posture, let's slowly lift up, bringing our hands to our thigh, the left thigh, and we want that back foot to be sealed down tight. If you feel pretty good here, then let's bring our hands to heart center and take a breath. Now let's move on up to your version of Warrior One. When in Warrior One, let's try to make sure that our hips are squared to the front. Maybe sinking a little deeper with each breath. Now on our next inhale, let's bring that left arm forward and the right arm back. Opening the chest, opening the hips, coming into Warrior Two. Maybe sinking a little deeper. And let's look over the front middle finger of our left hand. Everybody has a battle, and this is our Warrior Series, where we can memorize the series, and you can do this every day, coming back to your breath, back to your intention, healing your body. Now warriors, let's, on the next inhale, flip that front palm, bringing it up, bringing that right arm down, and then sinking deep back into that left knee. This is Peaceful Warrior. We're looking up into the heavens for guidance. And come back to Warrior Two. Now let's cartwheel our arms forward on either side of that left foot, bringing that back toe to a runner's lunge. And this is where we might need our block. And if so, you can use it on whatever level is good for you. This is a good steady level to start with, I think. And once you get your grounding here and we have our strength in this left leg, we're going to keep a little micro bend in it today. And we're going to try to lift that back foot off to experiment with your version of Warrior Three. Once you get your foot off the ground, you may want to try lifting your hands, maybe one hand, two hands. You may want to try to bring your arms behind you or bring them forward in flight, like Superman or Wonder Woman. And your version, your toe may stay on the mat, your foot may stay on the mat. That's fantastic. You can still try to lift your arms because you're still working and building your strength. Your version of Warrior Three. Now wherever you are, let's bring that foot back to the mat And we'll slowly move our block out of the way, bringing our palms back down. And then we're just going to gently take that right foot that's in the back and just inhale, lift it up to join the left. And come back down to forward fold. Coming forward to Ardha, bring those hands on the front of your shins. Chin up, chest open, squeezing those shoulder blades. And come down. And now we will do another reverse swan dive, coming up, touching those palms, and come down to prayer. Getting your breath. Now we're going to do it again on the left. Okay, let's drop our hands just as we had started when we were doing the right. And inhale those palms all the way up, touching those thumbs. Maybe doing a little back bend here. Uttanasana. And now, reverse swan dive down. Coming into your forward fold, Uttanasana, Padmasana. And bringing our hands to the front of our shins, opening that chest, coming up to your Ardha, half lift. And releasing down, placing those hands on the mat. And Sinestra, left leg up and bring it back. Placing it at a 90-degree angle on the mat. I'm going to turn this way so that you can see me. Sealing that foot down. Once you get your grounding, let's make our way up, placing our hands on the right thigh. And if you feel confident here, bringing the hands to heart center. And then up to your version of Warrior One. Remember those hips, make them as squared as you can to the front. Sinking a little deeper with each breath. Now on our next inhale, we're going to bring the right arm forward and the left arm back, opening up to Warrior Two. And once you get your posture, we're going to look over that right middle finger. Sinking a little deeper maybe with each breath. You are a warrior. Now on the next inhale, let's flip that front palm, bringing it up, bringing that left arm down the back of the left thigh. And sinking back into that front bent knee. Hello, heaven. What do you got for me today? And we'll come back to our Warrior Two. Now let's cartwheel those arms forward, grabbing your block if you need it, placing the hands on either side of that foot or on your block, bringing that left foot into runner's lunge. And then once you get your posture, this may be your Warrior Three. If you want to play with it, you can try lifting that back foot off. And you can try lifting your arms, maybe out to a T. Maybe you bring them back behind you. Or maybe bring them all the way out, ready for flight. Wherever we are, we'll bring that back foot back down, moving the block out of the way, framing that right foot with our hands, getting our breath here. Now this time we're going to inhale that front right foot back to meet the left into down dog again. And you're saying, you're kidding me. I thought we were going to rest. Okay, let's bring our knees to the mat, touch the toes, and come back to child's pose. We'll give the warriors a break. Taking a break here, getting your breath. Maybe you need a drink. Okay. If you're in child's pose, let's come back up from the child's pose. Come back up to neutral. And then let's just lift up to our knees. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. If this is uncomfortable for your knees, grab a blanket. You may have the jellies, just something an extra mat rolled up, something to cushion your knees. And just breathe here. Now, we've been working with our chest open, so we're going to do one more exercise, and it's Camel. And first of all, what we're going to do is just sit here in like standing mountain, but on our knees. And we're just going to roll our shoulders back. Just roll those back. Opening the chest and looking up. Breathing. And release them down, shake them out. Now, let's bring our hands to our waist, placing our hands on our waist. And then bring those elbows back as if you're going to touch the elbows. And your feet can be flat on the mat, or you can have your toes curled, your version. Now, let's just hold here, squeezing those elbows. Maybe getting closer with each breath. With our chin up and our chest out. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, release it. Drop our hands. All right. Now, our next step, which you may need a block, and if so, just place the block alongside your back foot. We're going to raise the right arm up, parallel to our ear, just like so. And then we're going to drop that arm back towards the block, and it can be on the highest level, or if your practice allows, all the way to your foot. And then inhale that left arm up, and just hold here. Working on curving the spine. Not so much pushing the pelvis out, but the upper spine. And let's come back up, shake it out. Now we're going to try that on the left. So I'm going to do it from the front so you can see. Inhale that left arm up. And then we're going to bring it down to either your block or if your practice allows to your heel. And then bring that right arm up. Try it on the block. Bring that right arm up. And try to keep them below the navel. You know, it's gonna jut forward a little bit, but try to keep it as stationary as you can. Working that upper back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's bring that down just as we come out of it, as we came in. Now we're going to try to do full camel. So we'll start by inhaling that right arm up and bringing it back to the right heel. Inhale that left arm up and bringing it back to the left. And if you have blocks, you may use blocks on both sides. Again, trying not to jut too much forward from the navel down. Get that spine, opening that chest, opening that chin. Gorgeous. Your camel pose. So hold here for 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Bringing those hands back up, sitting back, and coming into child's pose. Okay, everybody, let's come back up to neutral and turn over, bringing our seat to the mat and just slowly lying back, keeping those knees up and our feet flat on the mat. Maybe lifting up, tucking the shoulder blades, letting our spine melt down to the mat. Taking a couple breaths here. Now let's bring our arms out wide to a T with our palms facing up for receiving. And let's just windshield wiper our knees back and forth, keeping those shoulders on the mat. Just nice stretching our hips and our spine. Now let's bring them back up to neutral. And we're going to let both knees fall to the right. And we're going to look to the left. And if you want to take it a little deeper, you can lift up the right hand and place it on that left thigh, pushing it a little farther. Just want to keep our shoulder blades on the mat, our shoulders. And bring it back to neutral with your head and your knees. And now slowly let those knees drop to the left as you look to the right. And bring it back up. Bring those knees up and hug them really tight. And we'll just do some rolls on our sacrum, lower spine. Just maybe circles or back and forth or up and down. And then next, let's bring our legs up into a 90 degrees, taking our hands, grabbing the outsides of our feet into Happy Baby. And when we're in Happy Baby, we want to push with our feet and pull with our hands. And in your version, you may rock your baby. You may bring your feet together. You may alternate, bringing one out straight and then the other one. Your version of Happy Baby. And now we'll release our feet down. And if there is any other stretch that you need, please do that. Honor your body at this time. And then we'll go into Savasana. And today's Savasana will be lying on our spines, on our back, letting our feet just fall out, maybe legs, hips distance apart, and the feet just fall out. And how you place your hands is up to you. If you want receiving, place the palms up. If you need grounding, place the palms down. And just lift your shoulders, lift up, tuck the shoulder blades, and let each vertebrae melt into the mat. As you take this time to relax, you've worked really hard. I don't know how long we've been working because I didn't set a clock or a timer, but it's been long enough. It's time for Savasana. Just coming back to your breath, back to your intention. And we're just going to do a body check. And I ask you to observe as we go through from the top of your head, relaxing the top of your head, relaxing your temples, relaxing your eyes and your ears. Unclenching your jaw. Allow your shoulders to become heavy on the mat. Allow each vertebrae of your spine to slowly melt into the mat, surrendering to the mat. As your hips lay heavy on the mat, your legs become heavy. And your feet are heavy. As you totally relax, becoming one with your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Now let's take a little trip. Let's imagine ourselves in your beautiful place of nature. It may be a beautiful garden filled with flowers, or the ocean with the water splashing and lapping. The seagulls, you can hear them. Or you may be up on a mountaintop, looking out all over the beautiful earth as you feel a warm breeze and smell the sweet air. You're in your beautiful place of nature, becoming one with Mother Earth and healing. Enjoy it. Breathing in and breathing out as the earth cradles your body and allows you this experience. Now let's slowly bring our awareness back to your room, back to your mat. Maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Maybe you bring your arms overhead for a full body stretch. You may want to stay right where you are or roll to one side into fetal position. Now we're going to slowly make our way up to a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed or open. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. Just take a nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale from the mouth. Let's give one last boost of energy to take us through our day. Let's rub our palms, really feeling that friction and that heat. And then place those palms over your eyes. If your eyes are closed, let's open our eyes. And bring that heat down all through your body, anywhere that you may need healing. Or just give your entire body burst of energy, bringing your palms back to heart center. It's been my honor to guide you through this practice today. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. And as always, keep loving and living. Namaste.